Mommy will be with you soon. I miss you and I miss Daddy too, she cooed to her baby on the phone. 10 minutes later, I watched her make out with a guy in a Ferrari. My last Uber trip of the night just shattered my belief in fidelity, leaving me with one burning question: am I crazy? Or did I just witness a full-blown cheating scandal unfold right in front of me? So, it was late, almost midnight, and I was just trying to grind out one last Uber trip before calling it a night. You know how it is. You hit that last ride, tell yourself you're done, and then suddenly you're wide awake again. My app pinged, and it was a pickup a few blocks away. When I pulled up, there she was, a genuinely beautiful Colombian woman, probably late 20s, early 30s. She had this bright, friendly smile as she opened the back door and slid in. "Hi," she said, her accent thick and charming. "Thank you so much." "No problem at all," I replied, checking the map. "Just confirming. Heading to destination near her sister-in-law's house." "Yes, that's right," she confirmed. "I just arrived yesterday. Actually, from Colombia." "Oh wow. Welcome to the States then," I offered, making some small talk. "Business trip?" She nodded. "Yes. For work. But I'm leaving on Saturday. Just a quick visit." She then mentioned she was staying with her sister-in-law, which sounded pretty normal. Right. Her tone was light. Everything felt perfectly innocent. We talked a little more about her trip, the differences between here and back home. Just casual passenger-driver chat. I was just focused on getting her there, thinking about hitting my daily goal, ready to go home and crash. Then, about halfway through the trip, she pulled out her phone. She put it on speaker, a little kid's voice chirping through the car speakers. "Oh, babe," she cooed into the phone, her voice softening. "Don't worry. Mommy will be with you soon. I miss you and I miss Daddy too." The kid babbled something back, and she just kept reassuring them. A total doting mom. It was sweet. Honestly, I thought, okay, a mom, away from her family, probably missing them. It painted a clear picture in my head: loving wife, caring mother, just here for a quick work trip, counting the minutes until she's back with her husband and child. It all made sense. She hung up, put her phone away, and that's when things took a turn. Almost immediately after she finished telling her baby and daddy how much she missed them, she reached into her purse and pulled out this fancy-looking perfume bottle. She started spraying it. Not just a quick spritz. You know, like, multiple sprays. On her neck, her wrists, even kind of a cloud around her hair. The car cabin, already warm from the night air, was suddenly filled with this strong, sweet scent. My brain was trying to process it. One second, she's all I miss Daddy. The next, she's practically bathing in fragrance. I mean, who does that right after an emotional call with their family? Especially if they're just going home to their sister-in-laws. It didn't quite track. I glanced in the rearview mirror, but her face was unreadable. She just calmly put the bottle back in her purse. "Are we almost there?" she asked, her voice back to that casual, friendly tone. I looked at the navigation. Yeah, just a few more minutes. My initial thought was, maybe she's just too self-conscious. Maybe it's a cultural thing. But the sheer volume of spray, and the timing of it, right after that very specific phone call, it just didn't sit right. It felt deliberate. Like she was trying to scrub something off, or prepare for something. It was such a stark contrast to the loving wife and mother image she had just presented. I tried to shake it off, telling myself it was none of my business. Just focus on the road. But a tiny, insistent voice in the back of my head wouldn't shut up. Something is definitely off here. I was just trying to finish my shift. But suddenly, this last ride had taken on a whole new, unsettling vibe. So, what do you guys think? Am I just overthinking this whole perfume thing? Is it totally normal to douse yourself in fragrance after talking to your family from a business trip? Especially when you're going to your sister-in-law's? Or did I just witness the first little crack in a carefully constructed facade? Let me know your initial thoughts before I tell you what happened next. Alright. You guys wanted to know what happened next. Buckle up. Because part 1 was just the warm-up act. This is where things went from a little suspicious to full-blown WTF. So, I was just a couple of blocks from the original drop-off address. The one she'd given me. The sister-in-law's house. I was navigating, looking for the building numbers. When she suddenly leaned forward a bit, her voice had changed. It was less relaxed. A little more hesitant. Actually, she started. I'm not exactly sure where the house is. Could you just drop me off somewhere public? Maybe near that corner. A block away. She gestured vaguely. My first thought was, huh. You just arrived yesterday, and you're staying with your sister-in-law. But you don't know the exact address. It was weird. But I just shrugged internally. People change plans. Maybe she just wanted to walk the last bit. Sure, I said. No problem. Just point me where. I started to veer towards the public place she mentioned, thinking I'd just loop around the block. Then, literally as I was turning the corner, her phone chimed. It was a text message, and her eyes darted down to it. Then back up to the road. Her whole body language shifted instantly. The hesitation vanished, replaced by a sudden urgency. Okay. Actually, she said, cutting me off. Her voice quick and definitive now. Stop right here. At this next corner. My friend is waiting for me. I didn't even have time to fully register the shift in her instructions. My brain was still trying to connect sister-in-law with public place with suddenly a friend. But I'm an Uber driver. My job is to get people where they want to go. So, I flicked on my signal and pulled over. Right there at the corner. Slowing to a stop by the curb. And that's when I saw it. Parked directly across the street, idling slightly, was a bright red Ferrari. Not just a nice car. A Ferrari. And leaning against it, with a cocky grin on his face, was a guy. Young. Probably about her age. Dressed sharp. He was looking directly at our car. She barely waited for me to fully stop. She thanked me quickly. A little too quickly. And pushed open the door. She didn't even bother to close it fully. Just kind of slammed it shut as she bolted across the street. My eyes followed her. The guy in the Ferrari had already straightened up, pushing off the car as she approached. As soon as she was within arm's reach, he practically lunged for her. He grabbed her face, one hand on each cheek, and pulled her in. Then he kissed her. It wasn't a quick peck, or a friendly hello kiss. This was a full-on, deep, passionate kiss. His lips moved firmly on hers, and she leaned into it, wrapping her arms around his waist. It was the kind of kiss you give someone you haven't seen in a long time. Someone you're intimately involved with. My foot was still on the brake. The engine still running. I was just frozen, watching the whole thing unfold right in my rearview mirror. What the hell did I just see? My mind immediately flashed back to that sweet, innocent phone call barely 10 minutes ago. Mommy will be with you soon. I miss you and I miss Daddy too, the words echoed in my head, starkly contrasting with the scene playing out just 20 feet behind my car. I looked at the Ferrari, then at them, still locked in that kiss, then back to the empty back seat where she had just been. It wasn't just a friend picking her up. This was clearly something else entirely. And the sister-in-law's house, the business trip and leaving on Saturday. All of it suddenly felt like a carefully crafted script. That moment, seeing them kiss like that, after everything Shed told me, I realized with a gut punch that the picture Shed painted for me, and for her family back home, was a complete and utter lie. This wasn't a business trip or a stay with family. This was a meetup. And that Ferrari guy wasn't just a friend. Not by a long shot. Seriously. What was I even supposed to think after seeing that? 1 minute she's missing her husband and kid. The next she's making out with a dude in a Ferrari. Am I wrong to instantly jump to conclusions here? Was there any way to explain that without it being exactly what it looked like? I'm still reeling. But I gotta know what you guys would have made of that scene. Let's hear it. Alright. You asked for part 3. And here it is. After seeing what I just saw, let me tell you, my night officially went from just trying to earn a few bucks to what the actual hell just happened. I pulled away from that curb like I was in a daze. My foot was on the gas. But my head was turned, watching in the rearview mirror as the Ferrari sped off into the night. Her in the passenger seat. The street lights flickered across their disappearing car. And then they were gone. Just like that. Poof. I was driving. But I wasn't really seeing the road. My mind was just replaying the last 20 minutes on an endless loop. The way Shed first told me she missed Daddy and her baby in Colombia. Her voice so sweet and sincere. Then, the almost frantic way she sprayed that heavy perfume. Almost like a ritual. And finally, that kiss. That undeniable, passionate, Full-on kiss with some dude in a Ferrari. My brain was trying to connect the dots. And it wasn't a pretty picture. She just got here yesterday. Leaves Saturday. Business trip. Yeah. Right. Staying with her sister-in-law. Uh-huh. I miss Daddy. Oh. For real. The whole story fed me. The whole image of the devoted wife and mother. It just shattered right there in front of my eyes. It felt like I'd been given a front row seat to a masterclass in deception. As I drove further away, the smell of that heavy perfume, somehow, still seemed to linger in my car, even though the windows had been down. It was a phantom scent, mocking me. I couldn't shake the image of that dude grabbing her face, pulling her in. And honestly, my first, most cynical thought, the one that probably sounds terrible but felt undeniable at the moment, was that they were absolutely 100 going to be hooking up tonight. Her husband, back in Colombia, probably exhausted from taking care of their kid, thinking his wife was on a business trip and staying safe with family. Meanwhile, she's out here, in a Ferrari, making out with some other guy. The sheer gall of it. I finally made it home, parked the car, and just sat there for a minute, engine off, in the quiet dark. My last ride of the night. And it had left me feeling hollow and angry. Honestly, I've heard stories, seen movies, but to witness something like that firsthand, to see the casual betrayal unfold right in front of you, it just hits different. This whole experience made me question everything, not just about her, but about people in general. I mean, if someone can put on such a convincing show, talking about missing her family, only to pull a stunt like that minutes later, what does that say about trust? About loyalty? I used to think I was a pretty good judge of character, but tonight just made me feel like a naive idiot. It's hard to look at relationships the same way now. It makes you think, are people just inherently selfish? Is everyone just waiting for an opportunity to do whatever they want? Consequences be damned. I'm posting this because I can't shake it. It's rattling around in my head, making me feel cynical as hell. I just needed to vent, to put it out there. Am I completely overreacting here? Is there some innocent explanation I'm missing for a woman who just said she misses her husband and kid, spraying a ton of perfume, changing her drop-off location twice, and then making out with a guy in a Ferrari who's clearly not her daddy? Or did I just witness what I think I witnessed? And this kind of thing is just and how it is sometimes. I need to know what you guys think. Has anyone else seen anything this blatant? Am I wrong to let this one incident color my view of relationships? Or is this a harsh dose of reality I just got? Hit me with your thoughts. Reddit. I'm all ears.